It's the flag of sackcloth that I'll continue to wave for the sake of humility. I'm Mel McGinnis with this week's edition of the Sophie Scholl Monologue. Don't drink the Cremer cocktail. Cremer. I'm referring to Reverend Benjamin Cremer. When you read theological statements, especially when they're in a public letter in the newspaper regarding political positions, watch out for theology that's there. Seeing a quote by clergyman Cremer, slick enough for a semi to jackknife on a patch of ice, reading a letter made flashing red lights go off in my mind. Benjamin Cremer said that nowhere in the Bible does it say that those who follow Jesus should stop the government from helping the poor and the needy. He's right. But Jesus does not order government to impose welfare systems of welfare dependency either. Jesus' words of helping the poor and needy are imperatives specifically addressed to the disciples, not government. And while affirming the words of Jesus to help the poor and needy, the Apostle Paul's words restrains governments from narrowing its functions to punishing evildoers and maintaining order. Take a look at Romans 13. And that's basically how our founders and framers of our nation saw it as well. Not so with Cremer, who uses the Bible and Jesus to make it look like compassion can be leveraged as a coercive tool for progressive politicians to manipulate impressionable voters. While on the one hand, he talks down power as a form of bullying, as in authoritarianism, he, on the other hand, supports power to bully you into compassion, progressivism. Cremer's cunning quote included such statements as, to be anti-poor is to be anti-Christ. To be anti-sick people getting health care is to be anti-Christ. To be anti-homeless relief is to be anti-Christ. To be anti-neighbor is to be anti-Christ. First, his anti-statements are so generalized that you don't know if you fit the category of anti. Are you anti-poor people for opposing dependency-inducing Washington, D.C. welfare programs? Unlike a local dog owner with TDS, Trump derangement syndrome, we are to be neighborly, as in cleaning up the mess when our dog poops on any lawn, MAGA or LGBTQ. But are we anti-neighbor for opposing being taxed for transgender surgeries in Guatemala? Second, Cremer ups the ante by adding anti-Christ. If you are guilty of being anti in his list, you aren't just anti, you are a capital A offender, as in Antichrist with a capital A. That's not how the Antichrist is revealed scripturally or soundly understood theologically. No wonder some call Reverend Cremer a false prophet. Third, a glaring omission on the list of antis has to do with the most vulnerable in our society. Defenseless children in the womb are the most deprived, ignored, and dehumanized class of people in the world, relegated to a legal option for brutality dismemberment, and death. Degrading the sanctity of human life to that degree, Cremer couldn't find space for a line saying to be anti-unborn is to be anti-Christ. The letter's appeal to the, quote, executive orders of God's law to treat others as you wish to be treated makes me ask, aren't the unborn others too? Clergyman Cremer is a nuanced version of Al Sharpton, without the baggage, IRS issues, and NSNBC gig. Cremer, like Sharpton, leans over backwards for the progressive social gospel, not the gospel. Their progressivism theologically feeds and fuels their progressivism politically. It breeds a bureaucratic, administrative state to accomplish objectives and aims in the name of pseudo-compassion, pigeonholing you as potentially antichrist, according to Cremer. As bad as authoritarianism erodes our constitutional republic, it's the progressive political and theological cocktail facilitating conditions more conducive for the beast to make its mark. Don't drink the Cremer cocktail. Well, unlike Tony Kornheiser, of pardon the interruption, I cannot promise you that I'll do better the next time. And unlike Tony, who waves another kind of flag, I'll wave the flag of sackcloth for humility. For as a follower of Jesus, I need Jesus.